Hi there, this is Emily with the ITONICS Academy, and I'll be presenting this course about the fundamentals of ideation. This course addresses the most essential questions about how companies can find and generate ideas. Ideas that, when well executed, form the basis for new and profitable products, services, and business models. In this course, you can expect answers to these 5 key questions. First, we'll discuss what is the purpose of ideation in innovation? Why is it beneficial to ideate systematically rather than rely solely on sporadic inspiration? Second, where do ideas come from? What are the different sources you can tap into for new ideas from within and outside your company? And what ideation approaches are available to activate these sources? Thirdly, we'll address how do you select the right ideation approach depending on your circumstances and innovation goals. In the 4th session, we'll get into the actual ideation process, what you need to know to actually implement and run a successful ideation program. Lastly, the 5th session will focus on how to transform ideation with an innovation operating system. You'll see the benefits of centralizing your innovation ecosystem in a single collaborative platform. It can increase the value of your innovation pipeline by enhancing idea generation, selection, and implementation. As with all courses in the ITONICS Academy, this online course is available on demand 24/7 and is accompanied by lots of resources to support your learning journey. These include training videos, referenced case examples, and blog articles, as well as downloadable templates. So now let's jump directly into the first question. What is the purpose of ideation in innovation? There are 3 main goals that ideation serves to meet. These goals all relate to the need for companies to change, whether that means improving, expanding, or transforming, in order to stay relevant in today's fast-paced environment. Number 1, ideation seeks to continuously improve existing products and processes to maintain a competitive advantage. With market changes, shifting customer needs and expectations, increasing competition and advancing technology, there is a persistent need to improve. This means optimizing your products, services, and business models. It means digitalizing and streamlining your business operations. It involves sustainably increasing your profit and revenue. Number 2, ideation enables companies to develop new products and enter new markets, thus expanding their horizons. By involving individuals in ideation campaigns with diverse perspectives and knowledge, companies can unlock new opportunities in emerging and adjacent markets. And number 3, ideation plays a pivotal role in cultural transformation. It demonstrates to employees, partners, customers, and other stakeholders that your organization cares about its future. When you encourage these groups to participate in ideation activities, it fosters a sense of ownership and engagement. Providing feedback, recognition, and rewards for participating in ideation is shown to boost morale and productivity. Ideation signals to your network, your customers and collaborators, that you are an open and forward-thinking organization. So, companies ideate because they need to adapt to changing situations. By improving offerings and operations, it allows them to develop new products and capture new markets. It allows companies to showcase an innovation mindset backed by meaningful action. Now, what are the benefits of introducing systematic ideation processes? How can it achieve these goals rather than relying solely on sporadic inspiration within your company? Systematic ideation is essential because it ensures a consistent, efficient, and diverse flow of ideas. It enables evaluation and accountability, ensuring only the most valuable ideas are prioritized and executed. Before we move on to the next session, let's take a look at some real-world examples that speak to the 3 goals of ideation. First, Toyota and continuous improvement. In the 1950s, Toyota faced significant challenges in the form of limited resources, a small market share, and intense competition from established automakers. Rather than attempting to compete directly with larger companies, Toyota embraced a philosophy of Kaizen, which means continuous improvement in Japanese, as well as efficiency through employee-driven ideation and lean manufacturing principles. The result, as we know, catapulted Toyota as a leader in the industry and a model for enhancing productivity and reducing waste. Next, let's look at Amazon's diversification beyond e-commerce and entry into a new market, namely the cloud computing market with Amazon Web Services, or AWS. Recognizing a growing need for scalable and cost-effective cloud computing services in the early 2000s, Amazon ideated on how to leverage its existing infrastructure and expertise to meet this demand. It incorporated feedback from developers and businesses throughout an iterative ideation process. And thus, AWS was born, and Amazon not only entered a new market, but transformed it. What's more, AWS has become Amazon's main driver of profit, surpassing its e-commerce business. Our third example is Microsoft, a company that exemplifies how to enable innovation culture through open ideation. Microsoft's commitment to ideation is nowhere more apparent than in its Garage concept and global hackathons. The Garage, with sites located around the world, is a collaborative and experimental space for employees, interns, customers, and the local community to hack and ideate. Scaling this concept even further, Microsoft's global hackathons bring together more than 70,000 ideators to team up, hack, and move innovation ideas forward. These spaces and events allow teams to embed cultural values such as a growth mindset, as well as diversity and inclusion into their workflows, demonstrating through action, not just words, that Microsoft is dedicated to driving innovation and shaping an inclusive future. So while your company's reasons to ideate may be different from these, being more varied or even singular, ideation is critical to the innovation process. It turns opportunities into value creation through actionable solutions. How? That's what we'll dive into in the next sessions to come. Stay tuned. Hi, and welcome back to this course on Ideation Essentials. In the first session, we clarified why companies ideate. In this session, we'll now discuss where ideas come from. What are the various internal and external sources of ideas, and how can you effectively harness their creative, collective potential? You can think of them in terms of involvement, ranging from small groups of invited individuals or teams to large groups involving a whole company or crowd. Then there's the source origin, meaning internal within your company versus external. Typically, the easiest, most accessible option is to source ideas from your own employees. This happens regularly, often relying on creativity techniques like brainstorming. And more recently, generative AI solutions are augmenting human creativity and ideation, making the process easier, faster, and more on target than ever before. This means it's also more accessible for all employees to engage in. More structured approaches to employee idea sourcing include corporate development programs, which comprise a collection of initiatives and strategies for promoting idea generation, such as training, workshops, cross-functional teams, and leadership support. Then there are idea campaigns or challenges, which can be part of corporate development programs, standalone initiatives, or even open to external contributors. On the opposite end of the spectrum of employee idea sourcing, you have crowd idea sourcing. This is often associated with open innovation techniques and, of course, approaches like crowdsourcing that collect ideas from a broad pool of stakeholders such as employees, interns, consumers, and customers. These are types of large group engagement representing broad, diverse sources. Then, as we move to small group engagement, there are experts and partners as sources. Experts from within your company who hold deep domain knowledge and experience can provide innovative solutions and insights, especially when faced with complex technical or industry-specific challenges. Task forces are a good way to bring expert idea sourcing to life. Task forces involve rapidly creating an action group comprising internal experts and specialists to address specific challenges or opportunities. Another approach is company builders. These are internal entities set up with the resources, capital, and means to efficiently build spin-off companies. Additionally, approaches like intrapreneurship programs encourage participants to act like entrepreneurs, and research labs can be made up of experts or involve a broader, more diverse group of employees depending on the focus and objectives of ideation. Lastly, external partners, such as suppliers, vendors, startups, and research institutions, often bring fresh perspectives and resources to the innovation process. These opportunities can arise through systematic partner sourcing that relies on shared insights and co-creation to collectively generate and execute ideas. As an offshoot of partner sourcing, public-private partnerships bring companies and public institutions such as universities together with the aim of applying scientific or academic findings to the real world. Acquisition is another form of partnering where you buy a solution directly from the market. This involves full ownership and integration of a particular technology, product, service, or a whole company. Finally, there is venturing or corporate venturing, where a large established company collaborates with or invests in external startups to gain access to new technologies or markets and generate fresh ideas for its business. It differs from acquisition in that the startup maintains a degree of independence. Of course, there are many more variations and terms to refer to different ideation approaches, and companies may combine elements from different ideation approaches. But indeed, one of the most important considerations that influences your ideation approach is whether your idea source is internal or external. Let's now see how to apply this in practice. In a survey led by PricewaterhouseCoopers, executives from over 1,200 companies responded to the question, what operating model does your organization currently use to drive innovation? Looking at the results, we see that while open innovation takes the top spot, there is a relatively even mix of external and internal ideation approaches that executives report using. This shows that there is no silver bullet when it comes to ideation. Indeed, most companies do not limit themselves to just one ideation approach. Incorporating a diversity of sources and approaches enhances idea generation, which ultimately improves innovation outcomes. But with all these ideation approaches available, how do you choose the best one to use to achieve your goals? We'll answer this question in the next sessions. See you there. Hello again. If you're just joining us, make sure to go back and catch the first 2 sessions in this course that cover the purpose of ideation as well as the various sources and approaches companies use to generate ideas. In this session, we'll discuss the factors you should consider when selecting an ideation approach. How do you know which approach will give you the best results? To help you make this decision, we present 3 primary criteria: strategic importance, urgency, and cost. Strategic importance addresses how important is the resolution of a challenge or exploitation of an opportunity for your company. Is the challenge or opportunity related to the core, peripheral, or edge of your business strategy? Next, urgency refers to how quickly you need to find a solution given the gravity of the challenge or the potential of the opportunity. This can range from very urgent, a challenge or opportunity with an immediate or short-term impact, to one with a more long-term impact, but still requiring future preparedness. Lastly, cost. How time, resource, and capital intensive is it to address the challenge or opportunity adequately? Do you have the resources available in-house? Can you bootstrap a solution, or will it require upgrades and investment? As you can see, assessing these criteria requires a solid understanding of the challenge or opportunity that is at the center of your ideation activities. Only once you have this understanding can you determine which ideation approach is likely to produce the best results or solutions. Here is a visualization that can help you match your ideation needs to the right approach using the 3 criteria. Again, strategic importance, urgency, and cost. On the x-axis, you have urgency, and furthest on the left, you can see plotted the ideation approaches that are best suited to responding urgently, in the short term, to challenges or opportunities. Here you have task forces, acquisitions, campaigns, and creativity techniques. However, this, of course, does not mean that all of these approaches are easy to implement. Acquisitions, for instance, can be complex as well as costly in terms of resources and capital. That's why acquisition is shown in red, whereas creativity techniques like brainstorming or employing generative AI solutions tend to be low cost and easily implemented, and are therefore shown in green according to the key on the left. As you move further right on the x-axis towards the long term in terms of urgency, You have ideation approaches that are more suited to solving challenges and exploiting opportunities that may be further in the future, for instance, in horizons 2 and 3. Approaches like research labs, venturing, and public-private partnerships take time to not only set up, but also to develop, prototype, and bring winning ideas to market. On the y-axis, you have the strategic importance. From the bottom, you have ideation approaches that are best suited to addressing challenges or opportunities that are most closely related to the core business. And as you move up along the y-axis, the approaches that may bring in more ideas and solutions related to peripheral or edge business. You will also notice that there is a mix of internal and external ideation approaches across strategic importance and urgency. Though in general, external approaches for generating and mobilizing new ideas tend to be associated with a higher cost, requiring more resources, capital, and potentially time to see ideas come to fruition. This framework can help you select the ideation approach tailored to your challenge or opportunity. You're now one step closer to ideating efficiently and successfully. In the next session, we will put the information you've gained in these first 3 sessions into practice, discussing how to actually navigate the ideation process with best practices and proven methods. See you there. Welcome back. With 2 more sessions to go, we're almost at the end of this short course on the essentials of ideation. So far, we've unpacked the purpose of ideation, the available sources and approaches, and a decision framework to help you select the right approach to produce the best results. Now we're ready to get into the particulars of how to actually implement and successfully run those ideation approaches. The quality of idea generation is very much defined by the quality of challenges and opportunities identified. Too often, companies fall into the trap of just collecting ideas without a clear focus. These undirected approaches, sometimes seen in idea campaigns, can often lead to a high quantity of ideas, but with low or inconsistent quality. The effort in identifying good ideas is high, and the frustration for idea originators is also high when many participants' ideas are rejected in the selection process. From our experience, when you put more upfront effort into opportunity discovery and clearly defining idea campaigns, you'll get more precise and goal-oriented ideas. In this way, the idea to implementation process becomes much more streamlined and frustration from innovators is much lower. So, as you get started, defining your ideation objectives and approach, keep in mind these 6 key principles. Clear objective, sufficient resources, correct audience, rewarding compensation, nurturing environment, and thorough process. Let's go through what each principle means and how each influences the success of the end-to-end ideation process. Principle 1, a clear objective. Often taken for granted but profoundly impactful is the clarity of your objective. The true impact and value creation comes from identifying and then answering questions that actually require innovative answers, that solve real challenges or answer unmet needs. In this stage, you need to define the challenge and its scope and requirements, as well as the criteria by which you will evaluate ideas. What does a winning idea or solution look like? When communicating the objectives, scope, and evaluation criteria of your ideation activities and calls for ideas, you want to be sufficiently specific to improve the relevance and quality of submitted ideas, yet not overly narrow as to discourage creativity and participation. Principle 2, sufficient resources. Every ideation and innovation initiative requires resources, and your resources are, of course, finite, so you have to plan and allocate them wisely. Ensure that you have enough people and time to handle ideation tasks efficiently. Allocate monetary and non-monetary rewards to recognize participants and winners. Don't forget the small gestures to show appreciation to your contributors, supporters, and volunteers. Principle 3, correct audience. Finding the right audience is just as crucial as a clear challenge statement. While there's a tendency to cast a wide net, some challenges demand expertise. Don't dilute the focus. Identify which individuals or teams possess the knowledge to solve the challenge and bring them on board. This means clearly communicating the objective as well as the benefits of participating. This brings us to the fourth principle, rewarding compensation. As contributors are asked to invest time, effort, and ideas, they may wonder, what's in it for them? While some are, of course, intrinsically motivated, not everyone is. You need a clear response to what contributors can expect as compensation for their efforts, whether it's recognition, financial rewards, or other incentives. The aim is that your contributors view ideation as something worthwhile and exciting to be involved in, so that it doesn't feel like an added and arduous task on top of their day-to-day work. Principle 5, nurturing environment. This is about providing support to encourage ideators, boost collaboration, and enrich ideas. Not every potentially winning idea is perfect when first captured. So create a nurturing environment that ensures imposter syndrome doesn't stifle creativity, that diamond ideas in the rough are not overlooked, and that there are adequate and accessible resources, training, mentors, and guidance to transform ideas into valuable innovations. Lastly, Principle 6, a thorough process. A well-defined process will ensure that ideas flow smoothly and efficiently towards implementation. Outline the steps, milestones, and decision-making criteria and timelines. Establish roles and responsibilities. Who is communicating what? Who is responsible for enriching and evaluating the ideas and deciding which ones move forward? Through what channel and with what tool will you collect and manage idea submissions, and in what format? Will ideation follow a traditional idea funnel, stage gate, or design thinking process? Clearly, there is a lot to define before you get started with ideation. But doing this upfront, ensuring transparency and alignment, will ultimately improve outcomes, foster commitment, and allow you to speed up and scale your ideation activities. Be sure to explore our available resources for inspiring, real-world success stories from leading companies. Welcome to the final session of our Ideation Essentials course. We've covered a lot of ground so far. Exploring the purpose of ideation, delving into various sources and approaches for ideation and selecting the right one, as well as what's critical for a successful ideation process. Now it's time to take your ideation to the next level with an innovation operating system. Not only does an innovation OS digitalize innovation, making it more efficient and accessible, it also connects your ideation activities within the greater ecosystem of your innovation program. It transforms ideation from fragmented, sporadic, and sometimes misguided efforts to seamless, intelligent value creation that you can easily accelerate and scale. In this session, we'll unpack some of these key benefits of driving ideation with an innovation OS. So let's dive right in with the first pivotal benefit. Streamlining end-to-end idea management with digital efficiency and artificial intelligence. Despite the emphasis on digital transformation for over a decade, many companies are still transitioning from traditional manual methods to digital and automated processes. Consider that knowledge workers in innovation today still spend more than 40% of their time on administrative and documentation tasks. But with a digital ideation solution like an innovation OS, augmented by AI, you can reach unprecedented levels of efficiency. Speed up idea generation while also elevating the quality of ideas by leveraging generative AI. Guide and track submissions easily with automated workflows. By bringing your ideation activities into a smart digital system, you can reduce the time from ideation to implementation by up to 60%. What's more, companies leading the shift in using Gen AI for ideation are seeing their idea funnels grow by a factor of 5 and are twice as selective in incubation, making them better equipped to rigorously prioritize high-value innovation. The second key advantage of an innovation OS lies in its ability to collect and nurture ideas from anyone, anywhere, no matter the source or location of your contributors or the ideation approach you choose. Engaging with new partners and staying abreast of external developments is crucial. Numerous studies show that diverse perspectives are positively related to radical innovation. Diverse groups also outperform homogeneous groups in reaching international markets, troubleshooting existing products or processes, and avoiding bias and groupthink, which can hinder innovation. An Innovation OS allows you to easily collect knowledge and expertise from outside your organization, reducing search costs and efforts in finding best fit partnership opportunities with external suppliers, vendors, startups, and more. By nurturing and tracking these partnerships in one system, you enrich your innovation ecosystem and enhance organizational agility and competitiveness. The third benefit is the ability to connect the dots from strategy to ideation to action. A common misconception is that by brainstorming and collecting a multitude of creative ideas, innovation will naturally follow. But the innovation world is littered with examples of companies generating promising on paper ideas only to fail or succeed based on their execution. An Innovation OS is not just about collecting ideas. It's about connecting them to knowledge and action. This concept is exemplified in a quote from Steve Jobs. "You can't connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots will somehow connect in your future." Imagine ideas as an assortment of dots. They may seem disparate and disconnected when viewed individually. It's often challenging to foresee how these ideas will fit together to form a coherent innovation strategy when looking forward. But Jobs emphasizes the need to trust that the ideas generated through ideation will somehow connect and lead to innovation in the future. An Innovation OS acts as a tool that facilitates this connection, enabling organizations to bridge the gap between ideation, foresight intelligence, and action. It helps organizations connect the dots both backwards and forwards, transforming ideas into market-ready innovations. And finally, an Innovation OS plays a crucial role in cultivating a culture of continuous innovation and future readiness in your organization. In a survey of more than 300 experts in the field of innovation, business development, and R&D, innovation culture was reported by nearly 1/4 as the most prevalent challenge they face. Why? Because culture is, of course, deeply ingrained, part of your company's ethos, and requires continuous concerted efforts to change. An accessible Innovation OS can drive this change by democratizing innovation. Imagine a system in which you can consistently channel your employees' and partners' creativity, where you can build cross-functional collaboration and raise transparency and accountability, so that your best ideas are efficiently mobilized. This is what it takes to integrate innovation into the core of your company's ethos. In summary, an Innovation OS addresses many of the common ideation pain points. For organizations looking to speed up and scale their idea intake and management efforts, reduce costs associated with partner searching, and ensure ideas are efficiently captured, evaluated, and executed. An Innovation OS provides these benefits and more. It's an end-to-end solution designed to help you innovate fast, systematically, and continuously. So that concludes our course on Ideation Essentials. Thank you for joining us on this journey. As you continue to grow and innovate, we encourage you to explore our other Academy courses and online resources that you can find at itonics-innovation.com. And remember, ideation is just the beginning. With the right tools and mindset, the possibilities for innovation are limitless.